From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Welcome back to KPIX 5 this morning. Time now is about 6:30. I'm Melissa Caen.
Good morning. I'm Devin Fehely.
Several people are recovering from exposure to a chemical that was part of an apparent suicide at the Fairmont Hotel in downtown San Jose. The unusual hazmat situation happened at about 10 yesterday morning and prompted the evacuation of 3 floors of the landmark hotel. The San Jose Fire Department was called to the Fairmont for reported suicide after a hotel employee found a woman dead in a 19th floor room and smelled a chemical odor. 7 workers and 2 guests were treated at the scene and then brought to local hospitals.
Some of them were initially complaining of feeling faint, lightheaded, short of breath.
A stretch of Market Street in front of the Fairmont was closed for hours. It's still not clear what kind of chemical was involved. In Hayward, investigators are looking into the cause of a fire at a vacant building. Flames shot through the roof of the building on B Street yesterday. Crews say it began on the first floor and then promptly spread to the second floor and the attic, but there are no reports of injuries.
A fire in San Francisco forced the closure of a freeway ramp for a while. Video posted yesterday to Citizen app shows flames spreading in a grassy median. The half-acre fire began near 2nd Street and Interstate 80. It was the nearby Fairmont Street off-ramp that was shut down while crews worked to contain the flames. No one there was injured. Developing news this morning, West Texas is the scene of the latest mass shooting in the U.S. Diners at a restaurant had to evacuate and run for cover. The ordeal began yesterday when a driver was pulled over for failing to signal. Investigators say instead of cooperating, the man shot at a state trooper, then drove for several miles, firing several more rounds. 5 people, including the gunman, are dead this morning.
This is the first day of the Trump administration's new round of tariffs on Chinese imports. It's all part of an effort to get China to sign a new trade deal. Now, some people are concerned that these new tariffs could slow economic growth in the U.S. and elsewhere. The additional 15% tariffs will affect a portion of the $300 billion in goods from China that so far have been spared. Toys are part of this second wave of tariffs, delayed until December 15th. And that may keep prices from rising for holiday shopping.
Well, I've gotten about 6 notices from my suppliers already warning me that the prices will be going up.
As for today's wave of tariffs, consumers may feel the impact on things from milk to diapers to sports equipment.
California is in the grips of a crisis of affordable housing, and against that backdrop, state lawmakers are trying to tackle the issue of rent control. Now, yesterday, Governor Gavin Newsom announced a proposal to cap annual rent increases at 5% plus the rate of inflation. The total increase could not exceed 10%.
It's statewide rent control. It's not strong, but it's something.
Rent control is going to affect supply and demand. There's going to be less real estate to invest in, and there's going to be less rental properties for people to rent from.
Now, some tenant groups say the annual increases will eventually add up and become unaffordable, and that it fails to protect seniors living on a fixed income. Now, real estate groups are not in favor of the proposal, but have promised not to oppose it.
Over the last several months, we've learned that the number of homeless people in most of California's major cities has dramatically increased. Between 2017 and 2019, the number counted in Oakland jumped 47%, in San Jose 42%, and in San Francisco 17%. But during that same time, the city of San Diego's numbers decreased.
Every time that somebody is approached to maybe on a sidewalk or in somebody's alcove and said, hey, there is a bed for you tonight. You need to use it. So it's incumbent upon us to provide those beds. I think that's the compassionate way to do it. But also enforcement says if you don't use it, you can't stay here.
San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer there saying having those shelter beds allow police to enforce quality of life laws by saying if people refuse an available bed, they may be arrested.
Some good news this morning for parkgoers at Disney's Star Wars Land. The TSA has reversed its decision to ban these Star Wars-themed Coke bottles from flights. Now, originally, the agency said they looked like replica explosives. Now you can take them as a carry-on item, but they have to be empty. Or if you want to leave the souvenir unopened, they will allow the soda to be placed in checked baggage.
We have a happy update to a dog napping story we told you about last week. The third and final puppy stolen from a San Francisco shelter has been found safe. That pit bull pup and 2 huskies were snatched on Wednesday from the Family Dog Rescue on Shafter Avenue. The huskies were recovered the next day after being put up for sale online, and now the pit bull pup has also been rescued. Police have arrested 2 of the suspected thieves.
Drivers in Contra Costa County should plan for big delays this weekend as work continues on a BART improvement project. The transit agency is replacing equipment on the tracks between Orinda and Walnut Creek. The work requires closing 2 eastbound lanes of Highway 24 to make room for a crane. Drivers should expect delays of 30 to 40 minutes, and BART riders will have to take a bus bridge. Lanes will reopen by 7 o'clock on Tuesday morning.
Electric bikes have been given the green light to cruise in national park trails. This new rule is part of a Trump administration order released this week. Officials say that e-bikes make bicycle travel easier and more efficient, especially for older visitors, and that they're better for the environment. But opponents say their ability to reach up to 28 miles an hour could be dangerous. National park officials have about a month to develop policy rules around this, and the agency says it will seek public comment for this process.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yes, CBS Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley is next here on KPIX 5.
Have a great day.